As many of you guys know, I'm building my Colorado to be a pretty highly capable off-road overland rig. Now, one of the considerations to overlanding is space and weight. I know I got a little carried away with the 40s and the solid axles, and this truck's probably going to be close to 6,000 pounds when it's all done, but I still want to prioritize certain things in the context of weight and spatial constraints. A tool that I'll definitely need off-road is a jack. Now, I've got this high lift jack along with several other different types of jacks here in the shop and on the truck, and I want to talk today about the different types of jacks and some considerations you guys might have when selecting a jack to put on your overland rig. Gear-driven jacks such as scissor jacks or screw jacks are a common sense option, since pretty much every vehicle manufacturer included one in the vehicle, and they're pretty easy to use and lightweight. A pretty obvious drawback to these kinds of jacks is that they may not be tall enough once you lift your truck. Plus, they may not be rated for the weight of the vehicle any longer, because now you've put a whole bunch of gear in it that the manufacturer never planned on you having in there to use this jack. High lift jacks are a great option, but they come with a bad reputation. They can lift really high, and you can use them in all sorts of different situations, but you can easily overload these, or the load can shift and they can fall and break and bend and cause injury to you or the vehicle. Hydraulic or pneumatic jacks are typically the most powerful in that they can lift the most amount of weight with the least amount of effort. This jack in particular is pretty small and can store easily, but there's other ones like ARB, Radflow's got a pneumatic jack, and those are considerably bigger and they're considerably more expensive. But the problem that they have, that this one also has, is there's no mechanical connection between the jack itself and what it's lifting. When choosing an off-road jack, it's important to consider the weight of your vehicle, the terrain that you're going to be driving in, whether that's rocks or sand or snow. Also, the amount of storage you have and the amount of weight that your rig is. Certain countries like Australia have a maximum GVM that you can have your vehicle weigh. By thinking about these factors and considering the options, you can make a choice on which jack is best for you, and that way you'll be ready for anything the trail throws at you. Recently, I came across a relative newcomer to the off-road jack market, and I reached out to Brendan Metcalf of Brennans Garage to ask him some questions about his Tauler Jack. After talking with him for a little bit, it became apparent to me that the jack that he's developed is likely a disruptor in the off-road jack market. Taking an already existing product and modifying it to suit a completely different purpose is my jam. This is a 4-ton trailer tongue jack, and this is going to be the base for the Tauler Jack from Brennans Garage. The kit pretty much includes everything you're going to need to make this thing. Cool sticker and some very in-depth instructions on how to put this together. Part of the reason I chose to purchase this kit was to test my TIG welding skills. Recently, I picked up this Yes Welder multi-process unit, and I bought the bottle and TIG torch to weld steel with the TIG process instead of just the MIG function that's on here. All I got to do now is weld up this foot and this faceplate, and I'll have a strong, relatively lightweight jack that is half the size of my high lift, but lifts just as high. I need to be honest with you guys and tell you that I did not buy the correct jack that is recommended from Brennan. This is a trailer valet jack. It comes with the plate already welded in the front here, and I didn't really care too much because I knew that we'd be taking it off. But I wanted to see if I can get a shorter jack. This is about 1.5 inches shorter than the Kurt jack that he recommends, and I know that's going to cause a little bit of issues with the way the faceplate welds on, but it's not going to be that hard for me to modify this kit once you guys see how it all goes together. So I'm going to start on the foot so that we can locate the front face here shortly. looks like this is our first step in locating the bolt and the washer provided in the right hole. This is what locates into the face of the jack here. So this Yes Welder is a lift TIG setup. Basically, once I touch it and lift up, it'll cause the arc to happen between the metal and the torch, and I don't really have a whole lot of control other than moving it and adding metal to it beyond that. So I don't have a pedal at all. Got the machine set up where I need it. I got the ground clamp. I've got this all ready to go. So let's see what this turns out to. Let's see how my welding skills have progressed. And I'm not as good as I thought. I dipped my tungsten. Well, my first TIG welds on camera. ain't the best thing in the world, but you know what? That's two pieces of metal that's sufficiently melted together, and I'm just going to keep on going. This shouldn't be any surprise to anybody, but I ran out of gas. I legitimately ran out of argon. I was wondering why that last little bit was kind of acting funky, and I looked down on my gauge, and sure enough, I completely ran out of argon in my little 60 CF or 40 CF bottle down here. So I'm gonna have to MIG the rest of this in order to finish the video for you guys, because I don't know if they're open tomorrow, and yeah, so I guess we'll get the MIG set up. Well, there you go. She is roasty toasty. Plug welded all the inside and the outside. I'm gonna set this off to the side to somewhat cool, and we're gonna start working on the jack portion of this. Need to cut this face off and get going on the fitment of this guy, but I needed to do the foot first so that I could place the top hole, because I've got a Zerk fitting back here, and I want to make sure that I don't have any fitment issues when I place this. So get this ground up, get this cut off, and we'll fit this piece. So I got the foot pretty much all welded. It's not super pretty because I ran out of argon and I couldn't figure out why my welds were being crappy. So I MIG welded what I could, and that fixed a lot of the problem. But I'm gonna end up making this on the face of the jack, and it's just gonna have to be what it's gonna be. Essentially, what I wanted to do is make sure that the Zerk fitting cleared the rear bar here. It's just a anti-rattle bar that he's included in the setup. And because I got the wrong jack, it is a little bit longer than what I need. And that's okay, because this is adjustable 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 different locations. I think I'm okay with that. Never mind, the hand crank is infinitely adjustable as well. So let's knock off this. I'll mark each section where I need to grind off the paint so that I can MIG weld those, and once I'm done with that, we can effectively put the foot back up inside here in the pin and test it. It's about where it needs to be. I'm going to tuck this in and weld it up. Tell you what, this was absolutely not the right video to make today. I first run out of the argon, then I run out of MIG wire. Despite running out of argon for the TIG side of things and wire on the MIG side of things, we can still test fit this, or at least put it together and test it on the truck, and I'll show you guys what this jack is capable of. So I got the bolt tightened up, and as you guys can see on the highest setting, it will clear that zerk fitting by quite a bit. You can change the height of the foot by simply indexing that bolt head into one of the holes. You put load on it and it's not coming out. So let's get this guy put together, and I'm going to show you guys how this works. So here you guys go. Tauler Jack. Typically you would put it on like a rock slider, or Brennan just released some hooks that you can do on your rims. You can grab the rims and jack it up with that. I'm going to jack it up off the front cross member here that I've got, because it's a good opportunity to show you guys the foot and exactly how it interacts, because my rock sliders are still uninstalled. So effectively, first step is going to be to maximize your reach with the bottom here. This will serve as the first level of adjustment in the bottom. Now we still have 14-15 inches with which to travel this, so I'm going to raise this guy up a little bit to its highest setting, because that's the closest to where I'm at, or what I want to lift. Clamp this guy off just to keep it in place here, and start cranking. It's that simple. And I still have, like I said, close to 15 inches with which of room to now lift. Now I could do this off of the rock sliders, or like the front bumper or rear bumper, or with the new hooks you could grab the rim. Pretty dang universal. Nice and slow, nice and controlled. There you go. I know that one of you guys are going to ask, or a bunch of you guys are going to ask, how much does it weigh? Yeah, okay, cool. It's a little bit shorter, but how much does it weigh? All right, it's cold out here, so we're going to do this quick. We're going to zero it out. Okay. I'm going to do my absolute best to not skew the results. 26.6. You guys can see that? I'm literally just kind of holding it from tipping over. 26.6. Zero that out. Ready, set. No freaking way. There's no way that is the exact same weight as the high lift. That's almost identical. Holy cow. My high lift jack is 54, give or take. I'll be right back. That jack won't go any higher. So this is the highest that it'll lift on the highest point. of the face bar here. 47 inches, a little over 47 inches. So you could conceivably lift something that's, 46 inches or 45 inches off the ground and just lift it an inch or so. You can still have that, or put some dunnage or whatever under it, but that is freaking tall. That's impressive. So this jack is 24 inches full height. So if you guys know me at all, you know that I can't leave anything well enough alone. So I made myself a bolt. And that's not just any bolt. It's a very special bolt that does one really cool little trick. So I replaced the handle with a bolt. It's grade 10-9, one beefy bolt. A lot better. A lot better. Some key takeaways. Adjustable, do it yourself. Smaller, same weight as the high lift, at least the one that I have, which is kind of crazy that it was the exact same 26.6 pounds. It's a little sloppy at the upper end, fully extended. The nature of these tend to use the interference, or the lack thereof, the tolerance fit inside there to allow it to move smoothly. So the less walls you have rubbing up against each other, the more wiggly it's going to be. Then again, under load, it's going to compress and it's going to bend at its, or tighten up at its angle that it wants to. So I'm not super concerned with strength at all. At 8,000 pounds for a lifting mechanism, probably that's rated at the very bottom. So you could go, 6 inches off the ground or so, up to about 1.5 feet off the ground, at full 8,000 pounds. But really, my truck is 6,000 pounds all in. So even if I was just doing one corner, I'm only doing 1,500 pounds maybe. So not even a quarter of what this jack is capable of. So I'm actually really impressed with this jack. Brennan, kudos to you for bringing this. I'll leave a link to Brennan's website, and I didn't get sponsored or anything. This is legitimately my purchase. I thought it was cool. It's a small and compact deal. He's coming out with more cool stuff for it, and I thought I'd support another small business like myself. So with that, thank you guys for watching. If you have any suggestions for videos or products that I can make for you, comment below. Thanks for watching.